A real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And we're blessed and highly favored here in studio today. We got Thomas King in the house, Florida Firearms Academy. Of course, Alex Black Belt Lima as well. And we are going to invite you over to our next gratitude party, our third Thursday event. Come on out and meet the team, meet our expert contributors, radio show team, real estate team, all the different entrepreneurs associated with the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's going to be Thursday the 18th, July 18th, save the date, 6 o'clock over at Kingmakers, 3707 West Carmen Street. Really cool location, compliments of Mike Murphy. He's allowing us access to his really cool co-workspace, Alex, kind of a bar slash business networking opportunity, green rooms, conference rooms. You're talking about Kingmakers over on Carmen Street. I really like that location, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's there's a couple little quote unquote like clubs popping up and around Tampa for people that are business minded and stuff.
Right.
But Mike's is it's very unique. The look of it, the vibe inside, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's super cool. TVs all around the place. Great networking. Come on out. Thursday, July 18th, 6 o'clock. Food, drinks provided. We're going to have a great time. Come on out and meet with us and meet the team. So we've got Thomas King coming up. He's our Second Amendment expert contributor. All things relating to self-defense, of course, protecting yourself, being properly, load, hold, aim a gun. We're going to talk about shoot a gun. We're going to talk with him. Also, he's got a famous instructor coming in town, the complete combatant. His name's Brian, coming in town. Also later on, Jason Kobal, attorney Jason Kobal. We're going to talk about with him a couple of the latest Supreme Court decisions that have come out, different rulings. So he's our legal analyst. We're going to dive deep into some of these different news stories that you've been hearing about here on the program. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here. We got a listing in Gainesville, Florida, Old Archer Road, 3101 Old Archer Road. Pre-construction pricing for a limited time. I had a great conversation this morning with a real estate agent, and I mentioned it to him. He says, "Yeah, I'm a former UF alum. I went to school up there, and it's a great opportunity for investors, for buyers." He says, "I got a lot of people that are looking for college towns." He says, "College towns are traditionally known to get 10% ROI, 10% year over year on ROI on your rents." Because thinking about it. Every 6 months, you got 60,000 new students needing to find housing. And you're catering to that higher end element with these beautiful condos in Gainesville. 10% off retail, pre-construction pricing for a limited time. 3101 Old Archer Road, Gainesville, unit number 209, Gainesville, Florida. Starting in the low 400s, so it's very affordable, up to the 900s for the penthouses, EB5 approved. 1 mile from the University of Florida, Shands Medical as well, Butler Plaza, high-end amenities as well. Pre-construction, luxury condos, 90 luxury condos in Gainesville, Florida. Pre-construction pricing, 3101 Old Archer Road in Gainesville. Check it out, and we would love to talk to you about that. Of course, you can reach out to the show hotline if you'd like to hear more, 727-263-3707. You can call or text the hotline, 727-263-3707. Any questions, comments, any introductions you want to make? We want you to think of us as your super connector. We're going to put you in touch with your attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, self-defense experts, home service providers, and more here in Tampa Bay, online at consumerqb.com. All right, we got another hot listing, brand new property to the market, 3615 C. Robin Drive, Southeast, St. Petersburg, Florida. Brand new listing. Open house is going on. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. 1,485 square feet, remodeled single-family home, lighter color fixtures, lighter color countertops, beautiful property here in Tampa Bay, 3615 C. Robin Drive, Southeast. Great community here. It's a gorgeous area. Stainless steel appliances, breakfast bar, tiled backsplash, and more. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check out platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we're raising our glass out there, Thomas. I know you have a lot of veterans that visit your, I love that show clip there. It's just, paying homage to the veterans, one of the key places. It's always good to start there, man.
That's what we're doing right now. We're doing for the VFW. We're giving away a 1911 10 millimeter Colt pistol. So you can come on by, put your $10 in. 100% of the proceeds goes to the VFW.
I love it. 100% going to the VFW. And so Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, in studio with us. Thomas, what do we need to know about the Second Amendment, man? It seems like it's always under attack. First of all, the left lies so much. They got people thinking, you can buy at gun shows or you can buy here without a background check. Don't you have to have a background check?
If you are buying from a dealer in an FFL, yes, you do. And here in Tampa, they have gone above and beyond to make it only FFLs selling firearms, meaning they are selling firearms for a profit like my store. Now, if you had a firearm and you said, hey, John, or someone in your family, you want to buy this? And they said, yes. Well, then you could sell it to that person right there without a background check. However, if you don't know the person you're selling it to, come into a store so you can do a background check. They're going to charge you probably around, I don't know, anywhere from $10 to $35 to make sure that it's legit. Because if you're selling a firearm to someone you don't know and you don't have a bill of sale, well, you could be in a lot of trouble. You may be selling it to a felon, you may be selling it to someone that's not of age, or you may be selling it to someone that's not in Florida.
Yeah. So, Thomas, when someone does that, when they do a private sale, how does the transfer of who that weapon is registered to take place? Like if you sell it to your cousin or your friend or whatever that goes hunting, you pass on a rifle or whatever to them, those serial numbers at that moment are still tied to you.
They are, but there's not really a registration here in Florida, but we will be able to find out because of who we have to go through. Anybody that ever buys or sells a firearm, I have to keep all the papers for the rest of my life. So let's say you and I'm not a gun store. I sell you a firearm and I know you and I know you're of legal age. I know you're not a felon.
Right.
Because I deal with you all the time, and you're my good friend, and you've never been to jail, and you live in Florida.
Right.
So what I would do is I would get a bill of sale, and I would have you sign it and take a copy of your driver's license just to be 100% sure, and I would hold on to that piece of paper for the rest of my life. So if you did use it in some kind of a crime, and the police come to me knocking at my door, kicking in and saying, I'm the murderer, I go, this is the guy you need to go after. He used to be a good friend of mine, but now he owes me $5.
He's such a jerk.
Go get that guy.
Yeah, I hear you. Here's another topic I want to talk about, because we do have an election coming up here, and we know the antics of the left in some cases. Let's look at both possibilities. Trump's reelected. Is there another violent backlash, and would that hit the streets of Tampa Bay or the Gulf Coast region? Of course, our audience, and of course worldwide on YouTube, our audience. But what's the chances of that happening? And then the flip side too, if the other side gets
like I said before, it doesn't matter who wins this election. It's going to be a crap show, and half the country's going to be mad, and half the country's going to be blaming someone. We're at the point right now that both sides are saying things that are on the borderline of illegal.
Inflammatory.
Yeah, so you're causing damage, but I tell you this, my members, they realize this situation, and they're going to be prepared. They're getting ready. They're not only are they getting training, but they are stocking up just in case. Not only on ammunition, firearm. They're looking at the bad side. Do I need extra food? Will I need to invest in certain kinds of metals if our dollar drops to nothing? Is there going to be backlash like they had in over there in Seattle and Portland, Oregon, where they just destroyed everything? You have to be ready and make sure that your family's ready. That's your number one job. Make sure your family's ready and well taken care of, fed, and have protection.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Sat123.com, by the way, as well, for a satellite phone. You got to have comms. I know some of these. Let me ask you that question, because satellite phone to me is a safe bet. You're accessing a satellite. Sat123.com/REQB, by the way. REQB, like real estate quarterback. Sat123.com REQB. Now, when you think about the shortwave radio or these different radios, when you think about communications, what do we need to know about that?
You need to know that your cell phone's not going to work, and you better have some kind of a backup.
Right.
You better have a shortwave radio or a satellite radio, or you're not going to keep in touch with each other. So we go over a whole thing on if there's a disaster, a natural disaster, hurricane, whatever. How do you keep in contact? What you should have, what you should bring, and if not, there's a million videos out there on YouTube, or you can join a group, a survivalist group. Now they're not all crazy people, they just talk about what you need to do for a hurricane. or an EMP or the worst case scenario. You want to be ready for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that way you'll be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Why not be ready for it?
I love that advice. Thomas King here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Florida Firearms Academy. He's one of the good guys here in Tampa Bay. You definitely want to reach out to him, talk to him about training, all these great classes. Plus, you also have the Complete Combatant coming into town.
Yeah, that's exciting. He comes down once a year, so this is your chance. I think there's like 5 seats left because I really haven't promoted this, but Brian will be coming down. He flies down. He'll be staying here all week. It's a 2-day course, and that's July 27th and 28th. You can go to ffatampa.com to sign up right there. Just go to our classes. It's July 27th and 28th. It's a 2-day class. Make sure you take the class. You're going to love it, and everyone always leaves an amazing review for him.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. So is that strictly like more shooting on target, being ready to load, hold, aim and shoot?
Well, this is more geared towards the people that want to use a red dot for their rifle or pistol. How do you actually function it? When people first get a red dot, they're like, oh, I can't even use this thing. Now, even if you use it and you use it pretty well, this gives you so much insight. It's a 2-day class. It's a lot of information about a red dot. When I do a red dot class, it's 30-40 minutes, and then we're on target because we want to get into bigger, better things. But this keeps you on target the entire time. So you're going to be able to shoot fast, quickly, and stay on target and watch your red dot reticle the entire time.
I love that. Thomas, one of the things, too, Alex, we were talking about before the show, I'd like to get a question from our audience. What I want to do is our P1 listeners, we see these folks showing up at our events. They're reaching out to the show. They're hitting us up on the email. We call P1 listeners in radio. And what it is, it's your preset one, right? These are people that love the show, contribute to the show, support the show partners. They're reaching out to all the different parties involved, support the real estate company. What would be, I'm trying to think of a good question here. It's like, because if we get a great question or even just a statement could be, I want a response from our P1 listeners, and we're going to give a free lunch with Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, and bring all your self-defense questions, etc. Or, lunch with me as well. So Brandon and Alex, you're going to have lunch with the host, co-host, producer, get lunch with us at Brio Tuscan Grill on us, compliments of us. And, I just want to find out what's in the minds of our listeners out there, Alex.
Yeah, and I think that's something that maybe people don't realize as well. Like, you can reach out to us and we will talk to you. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when we say to call us and text us, like, you will get a response back. I've had some of our listeners, private message me and ask me about training and stuff, and I've seen them at the events, and, we will talk with them. Yeah, I think we should have a listener, phone in and we want to tell us something interesting. We want to hear something really interesting. Tell us about a business idea. Tell us what you love about the show.
A great topic to talk about.
Yeah, give us something. Give us something that's going to get us fired up, and you can win a chance to, hey, have lunch with us on us.
Or what's a question that nobody's asking that should be asked? And there's some I want to save that. I don't want to give it away. What do they need to know about FFA? What's a question that maybe we could get from them, or an answer maybe on from Florida Firearms Academy? What would be a good question?
Well,
or a statement.
The one that we recently had was, why do we give away tens of thousands of dollars each month for just people out there that are members or just come, or all the food or all the guns and ammo we give away? Why do we do it? And we do it because I went over the whole story of the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish.
I love it.
And it was leftovers. What we have is leftovers. We started with millions in debt, and now we're a $10 million company.
Surplus.
So we want to give back to the community and say just this past week at Church Experience, they have this. The Blackbeard family has this old podium. It's not even a podium. It's like a little wooden table they got to drag out each time. I had this custom-made, beautiful podium. It lights up. It has mics in it. It looks all crystal. It does all these super cool things. It's on wheels. I donated it to the church, and that's what made me feel good.
That's awesome, I love it. Yeah, awesome. You got to do that random act of kindness, man.
And they had no idea I was going to do this, so it was kind of a very happy moment during their session too, during church time.
Wow.
They brought it out. I didn't want them to say my name, but they called me out.
Yeah,
and made me come up.
You do things from the heart, man. It's not premeditated. You're not doing it with any hidden agenda or anything. Right. You do things like I've witnessed it time and time again. You're just like you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to do this for these people. And
Yep.
you just do it just like on a whim.
Because it all comes back to you anyways. So that's what's really
It's an abundance mentality versus
genuine.
a scarcity mentality. That's I hear that one a lot. I was having a conversation with somebody about that recently. Maybe it'll come to my mind. Are we going to draft women? That's the next question I want to talk about, because you've heard reports, you've seen. I got a clip I'm going to play. Are we going to be drafting women? Is that a possibility?
I don't know.
Who even put that idea on the table of drafting women? We're going to take a quick break here. More with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Alex Black Belt Lima in studio with us. Are we going to do a draft for women? Is that really on the table? Is that what the people left wants to do? Also, teen Jacob Thompson dove into one of the most dangerous inlets in South Florida to save a woman's life. Coming up, feel good story of the day on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, Florida Firearms Academy, in the house with us. Dansville Drive. We got a property in Spring Hill. We feature our real estate listings as a way to help sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure. And this one is a great opportunity in Spring Hill, 17441 Dansville Drive, Spring Hill, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-carport, car garage. You have a corner lot. You are an opportunity for a beautiful pool here in the northern audience. This is very affordable as well. Pool and cabana includes a full bathroom, in-ground pool, and an entry-level home, affordable home here in Dansville Drive, Spring Hill, Florida. Also, another great opportunity in Dunellen, Florida. This one is 9205 Southwest 152nd Place. This one's in Dunellen. Great opportunity here again. This is a 4 bedrooms, 2-bath, 2-carport home, single-family home, 2150 square feet. You have a single wide mobile with an addition. So there's an addition built on. So it's an interesting house. This is not for everyone. This is going to be in your rural area in Dunellen. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our 60-plus listings, over 60 listings. By the way, we're looking for agents to help us with open houses. And it's we're kind of broker agnostic there. Any brokerage that you're with, reach out to the show. If you want help to help us out with open houses, we need help right now. We're having an issue manning some of our open houses. So reach out to the show, and you can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check out platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so before the break, talking about is there a possible draft coming? Here's the clip.
Active duty enlisted female. force the DEI stuff onto not just people who enlist, but onto Americans. A draft is a whole nother issue. They can't acknowledge that there is, in fact, just two sexes. Why would I entrust them with my daughter? When questioned on the Army...
Let's pause it there. So, yeah, I mean, it brings up a good point right off the bat, Thomas or Alex, whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah, if they're going to actually bring women in there, I don't know if it's because of all the people that quit because of they were fired because of the vaccine. They didn't get the vaccine and they need to replenish those positions again, right, or what? But is it because of equal opportunity? Is it because of equal rights? Because I don't know. But I don't know if the ladies are allowed to go to the front of the line now. Or is that a thing?
I'm not sure either. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't researched it. Alex, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't even know how it's going to work with all the, like, how they've become so, trying to classify different genders and stuff. I think that plays a massive role in what, all these, like,
it's hard keeping up, right?
It is hard keeping up. I don't even know where to take the sentence sometimes, but like, I'm just going to say it, these weird, like, it's extremism on being liberal that these people are throwing these wild parties in the streets and these festivals.
Yep.
I'm curious, without forcibly making them draft, how many of those people that just got all these rights to be as weird as they want to be are signing up for the military and choosing to fight on their own merit and free will? This beautiful country that has given them the right to act however they want. Yep. How many of them are fighting to defend it?
Wilding out. Out.
You ever seen the movie Starship Trooper? There was a scene in there where they're all in the showers, and it's men and women in the showers. That's how it's going to be.
Oh boy,
Johnny Rico.
And that would that would just cause chaos, I think, in the military.
Draft is terrible, though. If you think about that, you're forcing people to go die for potentially a cause that we don't believe in a lot of cases, like especially Ukraine right now and things like that. Now, major issue there. Of course, more to be said, more to be debated. We could talk about the depopulation, the people that want to depopulate our country. There's a lot of things there. But
there is
Thomas
one thing I think I was really proud of the Democrats actually this past week when I watched the debates. I thought, wow, what an amazing job they have done to come together, and not one of them broke the lie of saying for the past 2 years we've been saying he's not competent, and the media and White House has covered this all up, and not one of the politics fell out of line saying, he's probably not competent enough. So maybe they came out and say, hey, you guys come out and say anything, you know what happened to Epstein.
There's two factions there. It's interesting that you said that, right? But it's interesting that you said that because actually Barack ended up coming out and saying something to the effect. I think I have a clip on that.
It's like even though he didn't do well during the debate, let's still back our quote unquote president.
Yeah, let's back him. So there's two factions.
So they're admitting he ain't do so good.
Well, it's interesting because I've been listening to a lot about this. There's two factions there. One says, we're not letting go of the power of Joe Biden, and then the other one says, hey, we control the media. What is the media saying? So I think that's to your point.
Let's just cover it up. I mean, he's never had to go out and publicly speak. They've hid him everywhere the past 2 years, and every time someone called him out, they said, no, he's good, he's perfect. But right now, it's dangerous because the blood is in the water, and all these countries are circling our area saying, wow, they don't have a leader actually backing them up.
Yeah,
not a strong
absolutely,
one.
Man. And then the illegals coming in to vote, that's another question mark. I hope that we've made enough changes on the state, local level to not let what happened last time happen again. Too big to rig. About 1 minute left or so, Thomas. I want to give you the last word. Also remind us of that event you've got coming up as well, the Complete Combatant coming into town.
Coming up on the July 27th, 28th. Our Cool Car Show on August 4th is coming up. The best car we're going to give away. We're actually raffling off an AR-15 that day, no purchase necessary.
Wow.
We're doing a huge fraternal order police giveaway, an AR-15 with a suppressor. We're going to give away, and we're going to pay for the tax stamp for that. Right now, Florida Firearms Academy is training 3 churches for security.
Nice.
And I mean, right now, all the people that are in synagogues or anybody in the Israel or Jewish community, they're asking for us to help them out. We're at full capacity right now. We cannot take on anyone else. But we just this past week, I became the last TC trainer for the USCCA here in Florida. So there's only 2 of us here, and they're both at Florida Firearms Academy. If you want to become an instructor for that or in the NRA, you have to come see us at Florida Firearms Academy.
Awesome. I like it. Online at ffatampa.com, ffatampa.com. Thomas King, thanks for coming in, man.
My pleasure.
All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, we're going to talk with our legal analyst, attorney Jason Kobal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon Rhymes1 at CQB Show. And we'll be right back here. Short break coming up.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals if you're buying, selling, or investing. We're looking for agents for the team as well. Reach out if you'd like to join the team or even just help us with open houses. We would love to talk to you. We have over 60 current listings, vacant land, commercial, residential property listings, and we do a lot of open houses, so we need some help with that as well. So you can reach out to the show hotline or online at consumerqb.com. Attorney Jason Kobal joining us here in just a moment. We're going to talk about, man, what a week it's been, Alex. Think about it. The last 5 or 6, call it 7 to 10 days, 3 or 4 different Supreme Court rulings, major implications, lots of interesting stuff to talk about. So I'm looking forward to getting into that with Jason Kobal.
Yeah, there's all kinds of storms happening. We got all the rain stuff too. In Florida, we had our first thing classified as a storm passing through down under the coast there, and
yep.
And then storms in the the CNN debate, and it's just like I don't know. We're in a whirlwind right now. You just got to pray that the good vibes and healing touches everybody, and we get things in order.
Yeah, on a positive note, man, we got a lot of good movement around the country, around the globe, man. A lot of positive stuff happening. So I want to bring Jason in here in just a minute. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. Gulf Boulevard, beautiful listing on the beach. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams. 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,000 square foot beachfront condo in Indian Shores. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. Beautiful property right on the beach. Great opportunity to invest in real estate. Short-term rental opportunities there. Yes, you can short-term rent it, and only $250 a month as your fee. Super low fee. I mean, $250 a month for $1 million listing. Unbelievable. All right, 140 92nd Avenue. This one is another beautiful listing from the team. We've got an exceptional investment opportunity, 2 renovated cottages on an oversized lot. This one's in Pinellas County, Treasure Island. One of the little gems in Tampa Bay is Treasure Island. Beautiful property here. So you have 2 renovated cottages on an oversized lot, 1.5 blocks from the beaches in the Gulf of Mexico, and you're only a quarter mile from a public boat launch. Check out 140 92nd Avenue, Treasure Island, Florida, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, quick shout out to Solar Bear for all your solar needs. Reach out to Solar Bear, longtime friend of the program here, Blake Ambrester, solarbear.com. Take control of your energy bill today. Say yes to solar. Solarbear.com. All right, Jason Kobal, welcome back to the show, man.
Oh, Brandon, always a pleasure. Exciting times.
Man, I tell you what, it just looks like there's so much momentum on the side of the good guys, the conservative movement. What's your thoughts?
Oh, man, you hit the nail on the head. I was waiting for the pendulum to swing back, and I think it finally is. Like you mentioned, the timing of the Supreme Court cases that came out was great, and we had 3 big ones. The immunity case was great. Obviously, it says for official acts by the president, they're immune from prosecution. So that just, it pretty much makes, none of these cases are going to go to trial before the election at this point. And President Trump's team is actually looking to use that to as yet another reason to overturn the ridiculous hush money verdict. But exciting times. And then the Fisher case for the January 6th. Supreme Court case that was decided, and then of course overturning of Chevron. It's the pendulum is swinging.
Yeah, it really is. So tell us what those are, because a lot of times we hear these words and these stories, and I had a couple of friends reaching out to me like, "Hey, man, big ruling on the Chevron." So as kind of a layperson recognizes the Chevron, it was something to do with, for example, like fishermen. They would go out and they would have to bring on a government representative with them. So it's an issue of overregulation, and they would have to pay this government person to be on their boat like $1,700 a day or something, essentially trying to push these fishermen almost out of business. Is that a quick summarization there?
Well, what it is from the legal standpoint is there was way too much power in these administrative agencies. So it used to be that if Congress didn't speak directly on a particular issue, these agencies were able to interpret the law how they wanted, and the courts would be stuck with having to go with their interpretation. So what this decision did, it reversed that, and now only the courts are going to be interpreting the law, not these agencies. So it hampered down and it limited the power of those agencies, like the FDA, tremendously. And they had a lot of power from Chevron, and now that's been reversed.
Yeah, that's what my neighbor had reminded me of, or my friend. He said, "Hey, look, this is a situation where the deep state was dealt a deep blow."
Exactly, because the deep state, they're entrenched in a lot of those agencies, and they're abusing their power left and right. So this is devastating for them. But that's what happens. It's the way the world works. When you abuse your power, you lose it. So yeah, they're definitely there's been a change now with that's 40 years of precedence that's been overturned. So that's exciting stuff.
Thank God we have President Trump appointing 3 new justices to the Supreme Court, and it's lining things back up. If that had went the other way, look how at jeopardy our democracy would be in, Jason.
Yeah, and a lot of people they don't even want to accept that it's going on. They hear the deep state, they think it's conspiracy, but no, it's really we have a bipartisan political establishment group of individuals that they're on the way out, but boy, they really abuse their power, and not only the agencies, but the CIA and FBI as well.
Good point. And the same question to that person that would say that, they would say, "Oh, well, I don't believe you when you talk about deep state." Have you ever seen a sports organization or a business or a large nonprofit even get a certain amount of people up top? They dictate to the others. Have you ever seen human beings act that way in another capacity? Imagine what they would do with trillions of dollars at their disposal, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So the next case I want to look at is the Fisher one. So this is, again, another Supreme Court decision.
Yeah, no, this one is the January 6th case. And what they were talking about here was the obstruction of justice charge. And basically, the Biden DOJ overstepped its constitutional bounds in this one. And that's what this essentially said, that no, for obstruction, there's certain steps that have to be taken. So now this guy's obstruction is going to go away. Now there's other charges that he has to face, but this is an obstruction of justice case where the Biden DOJ overstepped their bounds, and now the Supreme Court basically put them back in their place. So again, it's limiting the power of those who have been abusing it the last couple of years.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. It just it's human nature. I mean, it goes back to a root question. If you ask, and most believers and most Christians, Jews, most believers say, is the average person, would you think most people are inherently good or inherently bad? It goes back to that question. And if you look at all the stories in the Bible, Cain and Abel, all the different stories, right? All of the Hitlers in the world, all of the Maos and the dictators and the communism. I think that answers your question. But we're talking with attorney Jason Kobal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He is our legal analyst, a local personal injury attorney, workers' comp attorney, and he can help you here locally, of course, in Tampa Bay. We asked him to break down, just because it was such a monumental short couple of weeks here with the Supreme Court being involved. So we talked about Chevron, the Fisher, and now the immunity case.
So the immunity case, a lot of us thought this is the way it would come down as far as there's 2 arguments, and each extreme was a little crazy. So one argument was that, presidents are immune no matter what they do. That's a little far. And then, of course, the fake news they're hoping for, there's no immunity defense whatsoever for presidents. And what the Supreme Court did was very smart. It's basically, it comes down to official acts. So if it's an official act, then the president is immune from prosecution. So an official act, what does that mean? That's going to be determined by cases in the lower courts. So any case where immunity was a defense for Trump, now that they're going to have to go down at trial level. Now, granted, none of these cases are actually going to go forward, and he's going to win the election. They're going to all disappear anyway. But they would have to determine which acts are official acts, and any official acts, he's immune from prosecution. And then non-official acts, what is that? I don't know. That'll be played out over time in cases. But what it did is definitely gave President Trump protection that he deserves, and it was the right decision.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man, of course. And when you think about that one as well, the immunity, if you look back just a few short years back as well, you had Obama dropping bombs and literal bombs in the in the Middle East, and it killed American citizens. Now, was that American citizen? He was a traitor to the country. I think it was the one that was, he was joined the Taliban, or one of those weird stories that played out.
Yep.
Again, thank you to the left for brainwashing people that their country's bad. But yeah, what your thoughts on that?
Well, even though I don't agree with everything that Obama did, but we don't want our presidents fearing prosecution on official acts. When you have to make a tough call and, to use our military force, and, people, sometimes mistakes are made, but we want our presidents protected from suit, because obviously we saw what happened. This, it's almost like the Banana Republic here. We're trying to throw President Trump in jail because he's leading the election, basically. But, it's ugly, and this decision is going to help put a stop to that. Never again.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love that the momentum is on our side. It's like almost across the globe, too, when you look at the different countries. You look at the momentum. You look at what they're saying, what the voters are saying, what the populist, right, the people that love their country. And, hey, if you live in another country, I'm glad you love your country. That's great. And it's a challenge that we find here in America, because we're called white, nationalist or even just, Christian nationalist, and they make up these names as if it's a bad thing. Like, I love my country.
Yeah, make America great again. Like, what is wrong with that?
Yeah, exactly. All right, more coming up with attorney. Oh, sorry to interject there. Go ahead, Jason.
No. I said, why would that be a bad thing?
Yeah, why would it be a bad thing? Make America great. I just can't figure that one out. So I want to talk about, when we come back here, illegals voting. What are the chances of that? I want to get Jason's opinion, because a lot of people are fearful that. They're concerned. I should say concerned, not fearful. We never want to be fearful. The Bible says do not be fearful. So Jason Kobal, attorney Jason Kobal here on the program. Plus, we got a real cool feel-good story of the day. This teen, his name is Jacob Thompson. He dove into one of the most dangerous inlets in South Florida to save a woman's life. More on that coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back here in studio with us, Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win in any marketplace, being that consumer advocate of choice, helping you with all of your buying decisions, making you more street smart here. We're talking with attorney Jason Kobal on the program today. Of course, Alex Black Belt Lima in studio with me as always. We have a couple of hot listings, and then we're going to get to our feel-good story about this teen that dove into a dangerous inlet and saved a woman's life. Feel-good story of the day coming up here as well. 6101 Bayside. This is a beautiful waterfront home, single-family home, in Newport Richey, 6101 Bayside Drive, Newport Richey, Florida. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3852 square feet, quarter-acre lot with lush palm trees, hurricane-grade doors and windows, fireplace, lots of upgrades. Too many upgrades to list here on the show, but 6101 Bayside Drive will not disappoint. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. 2790 Pinellas Point Drive, South. This is another Pinellas County home. Beautiful property, updated. Looks great on the interior as well. 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2236 square feet at 2790 Pinellas Point Drive, South, St. Petersburg. Culinary enthusiasts will delight in the fully renovated kitchen. Open floor plan. Great opportunity to own real estate here in Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country. Tell me something good.
All right, teen Jacob Thompson dove into one of the most dangerous inlets in South Florida to save a woman's life. He dove into one of the most dangerous outlets. This was Boynton Beach, an inlet, and I've been in that one. I've been in that inlet. You know, when you're coming out on a boat, you'll see these ripping waters, and it's how sometimes boaters that aren't skilled and don't know how to captain a boat, they'll get close to the side, and then the current will pull them over to literally capsize a boat. But his bravery earned him a scholarship to enroll in the Fire Academy, a dream of Jacob's. He is the definition of a hero, and he was presented with a medal and, of course, a certificate for that. So pretty cool story there. Teen Jacob Thompson diving into an inlet and saving a woman. I love those feel-good stories, Alex.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Kudos on him too to be so selfless. I mean, which is at the same time it's dangerous because especially if you've never done rescue swimming before. Like when I was in the fire department, we did some training with it.
Right.
And the person can freak out while you're trying to save them and take you both down.
I had that happen to me on vacation one time. Yeah. Man, I was like so out of breath, and the person was like that. And I said, anyways, we don't have time getting the story right now, but I want to get back to Kobal. We got Jason Kobal on the line, attorney Jason Kobal, Consumer Quarterback Show. So we kind of teased a story here, and I'm going to play the clip so we can discuss it. In the opportunity and the propensity or probability, that is, for illegal aliens to vote in our next election.
They found clear and convincing evidence that 624 aliens had registered and voted. They found circumstantial evidence of 196 aliens who'd registered and voted. That's 820.
What did they have to do to be able to cross-check that?
They had to take the INS records and check it against the voter registration records.
Is this done in every election?
No, it's not.
We were told there was a paper trail.
According to the New York Post, government agencies in 49 states provide voter registration forms to non-citizens. Arizona is the only exception since it passed a law banning the practice for state forms, though notably federal forms are not covered by the law.
Now, we have had some congressional action on this. What are lawmakers doing?
Republicans in Congress have introduced what they are calling the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, or SAVE Act. The bill would set requirements for states to verify U.S. citizenship before passing out voter registration forms.
Jason, your thoughts?
Well, if we haven't learned from 2020, the political establishment is desperate, and they will do anything to stay in power. And, I give you an example. In 2020 is the bogus, now we know it's complete bogus, the 51 agents that signed that baloney letter that Biden used to lie to the voters. And they've done polling where it was anywhere from 25 to a third of the people that voted for Biden wouldn't have if they thought that laptop was real, which we now know that it is. So they will do anything to win. And of course, the fake news goes to bat for them. Right now, a lot of people don't realize. You see on the news, they're like, "Oh, it's a dead heat. It's tied." The national polling means nothing. What matters are the swing states. And believe it or not, Biden won 7 critical swing states in 2020, and he's losing in every single swing state right now.
Right.
And then you saw that debate debacle. So they're really they're way behind. So they're going to do anything. And I had to assume that was part of the reason why Biden was leaving the border wide open for the last 4 years. I mean, it's ridiculous that actually, I still can't believe that happened. But I thought this would probably be one of the reasons why they've done that. I mean, Mayorkas's organization, I know they're telling them when you cross the border, register to vote, even though they shouldn't. and they literally
Exactly.
teach them how to do it. It's disgusting.
Yep, and they give them the ballots, and then it's like, oh, well, they told me to do this, right? And then they're going to claim, oh, well, we didn't know, and they're going to put cardboard on the windows and newspapers on the windows and keep people, the poll watchers, from watching. It could boil up, man. It could be an interesting November.
It could be, but you know what? That's why President Trump, he's got such a strong message right now, and he's got the momentum. And what he's saying is he wants to get the votes. He wants to get so many votes that they can't even cheat and win. And there is a breaking point where once he gets so many, it would be impossible, because then the numbers are going to get ridiculous.
Too big to rig.
But we'll see. Yep, too big to rig, exactly.
No tax on tips. What do you think about that one?
Hey, I like it, only because I worked in that industry growing up, and I know how hard they work. The waiters, I particularly did room service. And I don't know how much we make off that anyway, the reporting of cash tips. So I think it was a good idea.
Yeah, we're talking with attorney Jason Kobal here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. You can find them online as well at ConsumerQB.com. That's our website. You can reach out there to the show hotline, of course. Jason, what else are you thinking about? What else is topical or maybe we didn't get to today?
Well, just locally, I'm proud of my practice. I was named Attorney of the Year again in Tampa Style Magazine to put together a little half page for that. And I'm proud of my team at Kobal Law. My staff's been with me for a long time. My office manager for 12 years. I've got my associate for 5 years now, and my other assistant for 10 years. So we got a tight-knit family, and we've been serving the Tampa area since 2011, and we're honored to do it for injury law.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It says a lot when you have that team unity and that team that's been with you for quite a while. Tell us a little bit about your team.
What's that? Tell you about them?
Yeah, brag on your team a little bit.
Yeah, sure. No, my office manager is actually a lawyer from Venezuela who came over here many years ago legally.
Right.
But she's awesome and bilingual, and like I said, been with me for 12 years. My associate, John Williams, is my nephew and the only other attorney I ever hired at my practice, but he's kicking butt now and is going into his 6th year. My Eliana has been with me also another 10 years, and she's from Colombia. It's ironic. The 2 attorneys are the only 2 people in the office that aren't bilingual. But we get by with our staff. But no, we take pride in the way we handle our cases, and we put the clients first. And we're not one of those firms that puts the money in the doctor's pocket and the attorneys and not the clients. We put the client's interest first, and we explain things from A to Z. And we got a great system that's been highly effective for a number of years, so we're proud of it.
Yeah, and that's something that cost us on the insurance space. A lot of the crime coming from a lot of times it's Dade County or different areas, but the insurance issue that happened kind of boiled up over the last few years. That was part of the greed factor, wasn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah. You see a lot of ugliness in my line of work. The insurance companies are cutthroat for sure, but even you get hurt, you go for treatment, and you'll get these ridiculous bills from the hospital. Medical coverage in this country is still quite a challenge. So yeah, there's a lot of greed out there. That's why if you get stuck in a situation like you get hurt at work or hurt in a car accident, you got to hire an attorney you can trust who will explain things to you, and that's when you call Kobal Law.
All right, online, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Kobal, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Thanks for spending some time with us, my friend.
Thank you, Brandon.
My pleasure. All right. Well, hey, another great show. I want to thank our producers for behind the scenes putting the show together, all of our listening audience, people that support the show, people that support the real estate team. We greatly appreciate you. It really means the world to us when you call us and connect and support this program. It really means so much. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.